Yep, cool, no problem. Alright, I'll just reset this. Okay, so New York. So what we're going to do in a moment is see the yellow line out in front of you there? Yep, we're going to taxi along following that yellow line. Okay. Now for taxiing, you're actually going to use the handle over on the side there. See that? Yep, that's basically your steering wheel. So if you pull down, it's going to turn left. If you push forward, it's going to turn right. Yep, so basically that's it. You just use that for steering. When you're in the air, you'll use these controls, but on the ground, you can pretty much, as you're sitting right now, you can have your hands off them, no problem at all. Once we are in the air, I'm guessing you know what they do, like up, down, left, right, kind of thing. Right. That's it. Yeah. Have you ever played like Flight Simulator or any games or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah, you know how it works. Exactly the same as any sort of game, really. Once we're on the runway, though, for steering, you're actually going to use your feet. So if you push your left foot, we'll steer left. If you push your right foot, it'll steer right. Can you just try that now? See if you, yeah, that's it. You can sort of feel how that works. Yep. Now, both sort of the steering mechanisms are very, very sensitive. So just use really small amounts. Just sort of take your time to get used to it. It's probably the hardest thing of this whole thing is actually when you're on the ground, when you're trying to taxi, and when you're trying to keep the plane straight. Okay. So once you're in the air, it's actually really easy. Don't have to worry about it too much at all. We've also got your throttles and stuff down here. So this whole area is called a throttle quadrant. First of all, we've got these little wheels, they spin around, they're called trim wheels. So what the trim wheels do is they help balance the controls. So when you're flying along, if you have to constantly pull back or push forward or something like that to keep the plane steady, it's going to get really annoying. So what we do is we adjust the trim so that you can let go of the controls and the plane will still continue flying nice and straight. Okay. The flaps, you would have seen the flaps plenty of times as a passenger. Are you aware of what the flaps are and what they do, that sort of thing?
I think I have an idea.
A little bit, yep. So the ones at the back of the wing that come out and down, they basically make the wing bigger. So we get more lift, and it also adds drag to the plane as well, so it slows us down. Okay. So we're going to use the flaps in 5 degrees for takeoff. It's a little bit of extra lift, but it's not too much drag, so it won't slow us down. But for landing, we're going to use 30 degrees, almost all the way. All the way for 40 degrees for like really short little runways, which we don't really require. So 30 degrees is going to be a lot of extra lift so that we can still fly down as slow as possible, but in control. And it also adds the drag to help slow us down. So 5 for takeoff, 30 for landing, pretty much. The speed brake over on your side there, they're also on the wings. They're the ones that stand up vertically on top. So as soon as the wheels touch the ground, they flip up on top of the wings. So they're also known as spoilers. They do the same thing as spoilers do on a car. They actually push the plane down aerodynamically, so it gives us downforce. So it generally helps the braking, so the wheels pushing into the ground. Got your handbrake. So right now it's off, and that's on. That's it. Okay. The easiest thing in the plane to use. It's pretty straightforward. And of course you got your throttles. Now you got the two. You got left engine and right engine, and you can move them separately if you need to. Right? Generally we want to keep them together. So as you push them up, obviously you get your power, pull them back, power comes off. There's also reverse thrust there, so you can pull the reverse thrust levers up to help slow the plane down. Push them forward when you slow down enough. Your engine gauges are all up here as well. So left engine and right engine. The only ones you really need to know are the top ones. They're your power. So in fact the right engine's idling a little high, 22.9, and we've got 20.9 on the left. So that's basically like a percentage of your power. As you move the throttles up, you'll see them work as well. There's just some extra things there as well, like the temperature of the exhaust gases coming out. If that's really high, it's probably on fire. That's pretty much it. It's really easy. The fuel, how much fuel we're using per hour. And we got other things here. So the inner compressor, the high pressure section, how fast it's rotating, oil pressure, temperature, quantity, and vibration of the engines. And that's pretty much it. So you generally don't look at it except the top, unless something turns red, and then it's bad, and then you look at the red thing, and then it's really, really simple. And then you go, okay, something's wrong there. Then you start flicking switches and stuff, turning things off, turning other things on, all that sort of thing. And that's really where all the training is. It's what happens if something else happens. Not really flying the plane. You'll find flying the plane, give it 5-10 minutes, you'll be all over it. It's pretty easy. It's not too bad. Also got radios, so you can chat with air traffic control. You don't have to worry about that today. Right, we're not going to be dealing with them. You can use them for some navigation though as well, which is pretty cool. So we can actually use these as part of the automatic landing system. Have you ever heard of ILS?
Probably.
Yeah, it's instrument landing system. So basically with the radios we can tune into a beacon at the start of the runway, and we can turn the autopilot on, tell it to listen to the radios, and basically it can fly itself straight down at the runway, and it'll land all automatically for you as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really scary as well when it's really thick fog and you can't see anything, and then the plane touches the ground and you go, oh, glad it works. Alright, so above our heads as well, we've got all the systems of the plane. So it's broken up into sections to kind of make it a bit easier. Basically, navigation's at the back there. Above your head is fuel, so things like your fuel pumps at the front. Electrics are all coming down this column here, so engines right now giving us all of our power. We've got anti-icing, hydraulic systems, and the cockpit voice recorder just there. And above me is air, so we've got air conditioning and cabin pressure. Lights, they're all along the front there, and our lights are all set right now for taxiing, but when we go for takeoff we'll get a few extra ones on. And down the middle we've got some extra systems, so we've got emergency exit lights, we've got no smoking, our fasten seatbelt signs, probably the most important button just here as well, it's your attendant button, so if you want a drink, hit that. Yeah, you won't get one, but you can try it. So, as I touched on before, the autopilot, we generally won't use this too much at all today, mainly fly by hand because it's much more fun. But we can try it a little bit, maybe a couple of minutes, we'll push some buttons and see how it works. You got your landing gear lever, so as soon as you take off, want to get the wheels up, pull it out first and then up. You can see it sort of locks in position. If you want to get them back down, same thing, pull them out and back down. You can try that if you like, just sort of pull them out and then back down. So you got to kind of, yeah, that's it, just get the angle right. Beautiful. That's probably the most important bit, don't forget to get the wheels back down. Yeah, won't be a very smooth landing otherwise. Also got your brakes just here. So right now I'm going to turn the brakes to RTO, that's rejected takeoff. So what it means is if we go down the runway and stop, say we hit a bird or an engine fails or something like that and we want to stop, you just pull the power back and the brakes will kick in automatically. It'll stop the plane for you, you don't have to do anything. And then also we've got landing settings, so 1, 2, 3 on maximum, depends on how short the runway is as to what number we use. We'll probably use 2 when we land at LaGuardia Airport, but it'll also brake for you automatically when we land, so really easy. Final things are the flight management computers. If you were flying from say New York here to Boston or DC or Chicago or something like that, you can put your flight plan into that, and you can also connect it to the autopilot and it will fly the whole flight plan for you. All you have to do is the takeoff. That's it. And the last thing is the 2 screens. So first of all, we've got a navigation screen. Mine's zoomed in a little bit closer to the top, but it's the same on your side. Essentially the triangle is us. So I'm at the bottom there, you're in the middle. See the parallel white lines? That's the actual runway. It says 31L. It's runway 31 left. Do you know how they actually get the numbers for the runways?
No.
It's from the direction. So you can see here, this is like a big compass. The runways are facing close to 310 degrees. They're actually about 315, I think, but they round it off. So 310 is how they get 310.
Okay.
So basically they put like a 0 on the end, so 31. We've got left, and there's also one up here somewhere. It's off our screen. It's 31 right, because they're 2 parallel runways. So we can take off that way and just follow the pink line pretty much. That's pretty much it. And the last thing is this one right in front of us. Have you seen this kind of screen before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the basics of that?
It shows our level.
Yeah, like up, down, left, right, that sort of thing as well. Also has your speed on the left where it says 45. On the right it has your altitude. So the speed's in knots and the altitude's in feet above sea level, not above the ground.
Okay.
So that's why it's saying 20 right now. The one in the little black box though, that's above ground. So sort of got the 2 things there. You don't really have to worry about the height above the ground. That's fine. New York's like flat everywhere, so there's no mountains or anything you're going to smash into. So there's no problem with that. But that's pretty much it. That's your 737 in less than 10 minutes. Easy. Ready to go?
I feel so nervous.
Nah, you'll be fine. Park brake, so turn that off. Yep, that's cool. Alright. So yeah, you're going to hold that handle there. Over here on your throttles. Alright. Actually, before we do that, we'll turn the fasten seatbelt sign on. So flick that switch forward. Yeah, go. One more click. There we go. It makes it the actual on position so it flashes and puts a little light on for us.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to put the strobe lights on. And if I want to give us a little bit of power, so push up the power just a tiny little bit. Yeah, that'll do. That's perfect. Alright, so look outside. Pull the handle down. Yeah, and just sort of follow the yellow line. Generally you want to be in the middle of it, so we're not very good right now, but that's good.
I'm so bad at this.
No, that's good, that's good. That's it, so just keep following it. And you'll see here, they all split off. We're going to go as far left as you can.
Okay.
So I'll give you a little bit of power here, just so we don't go too slow. Alright, can you see the arrows
Yes.
on the ground there? Yep, so you want to line up on top of the arrows. And you can see the runways going out down here.
So bad at this.
No, that's good.
I'd be such a bad pilot like this, just constantly. This isn't a straight pilot.
If you haven't flown for, a few years, then it kind of makes sense. You've been doing it for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good.
Alright.
That's pretty good there.
Come on.
So now, try your feet. So let go of the handle and just use your feet a little bit. So use a bit of your right foot. Just try it. You got it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you can see how that also works.
That's a lot easier, actually.
Yeah? We generally just use it to keep it straight down the runway. Yeah. So a little bit more right foot. Now the other thing as well is it might not feel completely straight. It's a little bit funny.
Well, because we're on the left side.
Yes, and also because the screens curve. The curvature creates also a bit of an illusion. So the center is referenced through here, which is very close to your right leg. So if you feel like your sort of right leg's almost going down the runway, the plane's going pretty well straight down the runway.
Okay.
All right, but you're looking pretty good here. So what we're going to do now is, as you are, using your feet to steer, you're going to have your left hand ready on your controls. So, yep, main ones this time. Don't have to worry about the little wheel at all anymore.
Okay.
Right hand over on the throttles. Okay, we're going to push them up so that the power is at about 40 to 50%. See the 4 there? So a little bit past the 4. So as you push them up, you'll see this white line come up. See, you can do it pretty quick this time. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, see that line? Move that past 4. Alright, there we go. So you can see the engines take a little bit of time to catch up, but they look pretty good there. At 43, looking good. So now we're happy with the engines. We'll take them up to 10. That's our takeoff power. So go, just get it really close. And then I can fine tune it. So perfect, that'll do. Alright, and it's just eyes up now. So a little bit of right foot, that's it.
Ah!
That's alright.
Right, so I can use the normal.
So just pedals, it's all pedals.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Good. Alright, so both hands on your controls now. Yeah, and pull right back.
No.
That's alright.
Pull up.
Keep it straight, just pull it back. And let go. Just hands and feet off.
Hands and feet off.
Look at that. See? You're up. Alright. So landing gear lever, pull it out and then up. Perfect. Alright. So you can see here, so we're climbing up, we've got some good altitude coming up. We're pointing up. You see 10 there, that's 10 degrees, the angle that we're at.
Yep.
Each line's 2.5. So we're at about 15 degrees there. And the speed's coming up as well. So push the nose down now, and you'll see it go down. Good. So aim for about 10. Yeah, about there. Beautiful. I'm going to throttle back a little bit here, just so we don't go too fast.
Yeah.
That should also be a little easier to sort of hold it there. So if you actually relax the pressure of your hands, see it's kind of staying there? It's not too bad.
What's the red line mean?
Which one?
There's just a red line there before.
Just the land? Possibly the traffic, I'm not sure, I didn't see it. Alright, but what we'll do now, let's turn around to the right. So turn into a right hand turn. You don't need your feet anymore, by the way, so if you want to take your feet off, you can do that. And just pull the throttles here, back to about where these bolts are. Just go.
Just
Yep.
there?
Yep, that'll do. Alright, have a look outside. So turn back the other way a little bit. And here's New York all out in front of us.
Cool.
Can you feel it going down as well? So pull back a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, that rendering.
That's kind of weird. Very nice. Alright, so start straightening it back up. So go back to the other way. And that's LaGuardia Airport down to our right.
Okay.
There we go. That red line there, is that the one you're talking about? The V? Or
Yep.
this pink
Well,
one?
just the pink one.
The pink one's sort of telling you where to bring the nose to. I'm actually going to reset it because they get really distracting. The red one's saying traffic. So see these diamonds here are the aircraft.
Yeah.
So it's saying be careful, basically get out of where the red line is because you're going to hit the other plane. But we're not actually at this point. So
Okay.
they're looking good. Alright, so right now we're over the top of pretty much the East River. And you can maybe see out your side the Hudson River as well, and they join up just up here.
Yeah.
So Central Park's probably out to your left somewhere as well, maybe. Alright, so what we're going to do, here's us here, and you can kind of see the pink flight plan lines going down like that. We're going to sort of join that over here. So these are waypoints, this Gaimi and Buzzed and things like that.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is sort of aim for those, and if you see there's a dashed white line there, if we follow the dashed white line, that'll take us down towards the runway.
Okay. What does the green line mean?
The green line here is where we're going to reach 1,900 feet. I'm going to actually put in 3,000 feet, so the green line's going to get a lot closer. That's it. So lift up a little bit. Yeah, and you'll see the green line just disappears off the screen. There it goes, because we're not descending anymore. Alright, so we'll start slowing down as well. So with your power, bring it all the way back. Yep, that's it. And that's just enough to start slowing the plane down. And you can see the speed on the left, 270, 270,
Yep.
269, yep. So our speed to bring the flaps out needs to be 250. So we're going to wait till that speed comes out, then we'll bring the flaps out to number 1. Alright, there you go. So flaps to 1. Lift it up and down. Done. Cool. And we're going to land at about 140. So we've got heaps of spare speed right now.
Okay.
So if you want to make a left-hand turn, and kind of look outside here when you're turning, and pull back at the same time. Yeah, there you go. Turn this off. This off.
Ah, clouds.
They can be a lot of fun. They can be really, really annoying. Perfect. There you go. Pretty easy.
I was actually wondering how this entire world would render in, but yeah.
I think it's pretty generic. It's
Yeah.
nothing fancy. Alright, now can you feel it starting to sort of sink down a little bit?
Yeah.
So pull back a little bit harder. That's it. And that's just because our speed started slowing down. There's another airport just out here. This is Teterboro Airport.
Yeah.
Can you see? Yep. So we're going to go straight over the top of that.
Okay, so should I just turn to the right again?
You're looking pretty good. See here? See the dashed white line?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can kind of go, if you want to go straight now for a little bit. So to go straight, just turn the wings back the other way.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can do a lot of this by just like looking outside.
Mm.
You can feel whether the plane's straight or not.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll bring the flaps out to 5 now. So skip number 2. Yep, and
3, 4, 5.
perfect. That's it. And you see that light that's sort of out there?
Yeah.
That's another aircraft. It's just taken off from Newark Airport, which is where we're going.
Okay.
So roughly you can aim in that direction, and you'll find that that will bring you pretty close to on the dashed white line as well. And once we get close enough, you'll see the actual runway as well.
Should I try and aim away from it?
No, they're taking off away from us, so
Okay.
you don't have to worry about it. It's fine. All right, cool. We'll go flaps to 10. So basically what we're doing is just slowly bringing the flaps out as the speed slows down.
Things are already gone.
Yeah, they're up in the clouds now. Cool. You feel it's starting to sink down a bit. So yeah, just pull up a little bit. Cool. That's it. Give yourself a little bit of power now. So up kind of halfway, like somewhere around here. That'll do.
Somewhere here?
Yeah. All right. We'll bring the wheels down. So pull them out and down. Yep. Cool.
I'd be such a bad pilot if I was constantly looking at everything instead of the sky.
That's all right. Usually you've got a lot more training than you have right now. All right. So pull it up again. Can you see also where the plane is now?
Yeah.
Another one taking off. Can you see the red light on the ground?
Yeah.
Yep. We're aiming for that.
Okay.
That red light's actually at the start of the runway.
Is this one's coming towards us, isn't it?
No, they all take off the same way.
Okay.
That's why we're landing this way as well. But when we go into LaGuardia, it might be different. They might be coming at us. So
Okay.
that's the problem with no air traffic control.
Mm.
All right, looking pretty good. Let's go flaps to 15. Yep. Now what you'll notice as we get closer, you'll start to see the runways, and you'll see there's 2 of them. And they're both parallel, so we've got the left and the right. We're actually going to be facing about 220 degrees. So it's runway 22. And we've got 22 left, 22 right. So at this stage, we're going to aim for 22 right. So it's 1,000 feet above the ground.
Okay.
Let's go flaps into 30. That's your landing position. Yep. Cool.
Am I going too low? Or
No, you're pretty good. You feel the flaps starting to lift the plane up a little bit there? Yeah. So it's just adding more lift. And you see the speed now as well? Starting to come back on the left there. So that's
Okay.
kind of what we were expecting to see. So I'm going to give you a little bit of power just so the speed doesn't go too far back.
Okay.
You can see about 140-ish is what we're after. There we go. It's pretty steady. Okay. It's going to adjust the trim a tiny bit here just to keep it steady. Now the idea is if you take your hands off just for a moment. See how it's,
Steady.
yeah, it's pretty steady. It's not too bad. Might give it, I've kind of done that a little bit too much.
Guess
Alright.
I should try and aim straight, but it's just so weird.
It's a bit
that-
weird, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, pretty much try and get your right leg straight down the runway. Yeah, so just turn the plane a little bit. That's good. Alright, so what we're going to do here as well is a touch and go landing.
Okay.
So we don't really have to do an awful lot. You got to remember your feet. So have your feet ready on your pedals now.
Yep.
Yep, cool, because they're going to be obviously steering on the ground. And we're going to land, we're going to push the power back on, just take off straight away. So point down a little bit at this point. Don't worry about any of that just yet. Yeah, that's it. A little bit to the left. I'm going to bring the power back a tiny bit because we're sort of pointing down. We don't want to pick up too much speed.
Is this alright?
No, you're looking really good. And what we're going to do now is start sort of getting the back wheels first. So pull up again. Yep. Relax a little bit. Let it down. That's it. Bit to the right now. Good. That's it. Bit more pressure backwards. Straighten it up. So back to the left. Like that. Pull it up. Beautiful. Alright. And you're down. Now this is the trick. You use your feet if you want to steer it. So very gently a little bit of left foot. Okay.
It isn't as hard now.
No, that's good. Bring up the power. So just quickly just go, just guess. Done. Alright. I'll fine tune it. There we go. You can hear the engines kick back in. We'll wait a little bit, get some speed, a bit more left foot. Beautiful. And pull back again. Yep, keep going. There we go. And you can kind of relax a little bit. Landing gear can come up. So out and up. How was that? Not too bad? Yeah?
It's alright.
Smoothest landing you've ever had?
Beautiful. Eh?
Didn't feel anything. Textbook. Alright. Cool.
Have a good co-pilot.
I don't really do anything, I'm just sitting here. Alright, so you can see here on your screen, you're turning a little bit. Yeah, so turn back to the right, and it just brings it back to straight. We'll bring the flaps also up to 5. So just sort of lift them forwards and up. Yep. Perfect.
And I need to aim down a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll aim down for about 10. You don't have to be exact. The numbers are just kind of
just get the circle in?
Yeah, so
Or-
this
okay.
little black square here on 10.
Yep.
Beautiful. See the speed starts coming up? So go flaps 1. And you'll notice your speed here, there's an up. It'll come up in a second. There it is. So when your speed hits up, you can go flaps up to 0.
Okay.
So underneath that little thingy. Yep, perfect. That's it. Alright. Once the speed hits 230 knots on the left, what we'll do is we'll pull the throttles back to about where the bolts are. And
Okay.
that again brings the speed.
Just here?
Yep. So you go for it now. There's 230.
Just where it says up?
About here. That'll do. Now the bolts don't mean anything, by the way. They're just in a nice place.
Yeah.
Somewhere good to aim.
Convenience.
Yep. Alright, so what we're going to do now, see the little black square, how it's moving down? I want to try and keep it up a little bit, about there. So between these two lines. That's where we want to hold it. So I want you to just try and hold it there for a moment, just while we're going straight. Yeah, that's good. And we're going to figure out whether we need to trim the plane. So, yeah, that's it. Now, do you feel like holding it there, you need some pressure backwards? Or is
Only
it...
a tiny bit.
Yeah, so like if you took your hands off, it would drop down.
Well, it's
Uh,
staying
it's,
fairly stable.
it's very gentle, but it is dropping down a little bit, yeah. So what you're going to do is with your left thumb, there's a switch at the top. Yeah, that's it. That's the trim switch. It controls the wheels.
So,
So pull it back. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, flick the switch back a little bit further. Stop it there. And take your hands off for a moment. We're just going to see, is it going to still drop? Yeah, it still is.
dropping.
So might need a little bit more. So pull back on the switch a little bit. Yeah, and we'll try that. There you go.
up a little bit.
In fact, it's even maybe going the wrong way, but that's alright. Nah, I reckon that's really steady. That's good. So that's the idea of the trim. Like, it just fine-tunes the controls, so you can almost sit here with your hands off. It never stays
Almost.
exactly the same. Like, if we turn the autopilot on, in fact, you can do the autopilot right now if you like. Press the command button.
This one?
Yep. And you can let go. And what you'll find is, see the wheels? They start going. So the autopilot uses them for its up and down.
And it's going
So
weirdly.
it's also turning here to this heading. See 155 degrees, which is the red line there. So it's just going to turn onto that and just fly out in that direction.
Yeah.
But what we'll do is, on the computers here, we're going to put LaGuardia Airport into there.
Okay.
So in your RTE button, which is root, you can press that. And we've got here an origin of KJFK, which is JFK Airport,
Yep.
and a destination of KEWR, which is Newark. So we want our new destination to be LaGuardia Airport, which is KLGA. So you've got to type in KLGA, which is really difficult because it's not a QWERTY keyboard. So,
Yeah.
so K's in the middle, yeah, that's it.
KLGA.
Yeah, you got to push it pretty hard though for it to work. You'll see them, it'll come up down at the bottom here, so yeah, go for it. Yep, there you go, so we've got KLJ in there.
Yep.
So click this button here for destination. Yep. And the origin was Newark, so we need to type in KEWR for Newark. Oh, hang on. I'll just clear that. Sorry. It's like a copy paste thing. So if you touch that button, it copies KJFK. So just type in KEWR. E at the top here. Yeah.
KEWR.
Yeah. Cool. Put that in origin. All right. There we go. So it's cleared the screen up a little bit. The runway we were on was 22 right. So press that button there.
This one?
Yep. And see 22 right. So click that. So it knows where we took off from. We're going to land on runway 04. So click that button there and choose 04.
Okay, 04, just this one?
Next one up. Yep, that's it. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
Hit activate here and execute. It's like confirming basically. So that's our new flight plan. So I'm going to zoom the screen out here for you a little bit. See there, it's basically saying, okay, then you should have done this, but don't worry about that. You can see the white line here. So let's turn the plane back around onto that. So use this heading dial here for this one. Turn it left, and you can see 0 here is north. Let's turn on to north. So turn it left all the way around. You can bring the pink line all the way around here. And the exact number that will be on the little screen up here should be either 000 or 360. Exactly the same, whatever it actually shows. I think it shows 360. Yep, so see here, have a look at the screen over there. Just turn that to 360 or 0. Yeah, 360. Yep. Perfect. And that's, so let's bring the pink line, you know, it's kind of out there. So let's bring the plane around that way. All right. So while it's actually just doing this, we'll use this time to get ready for your landing. So the landing gear, if you want to turn it off just halfway. So, yeah, you got it? Yeah, it's a little bit fiddly. There we go. Turn the automatic brakes on. Number 2 is probably enough. Yep, that's good. The speed brakes, see it says armed here? So if you lift the lever up and then back a tiny bit and back down, done. That's it. And speed brakes armed.
Yep.
So those 2 things are now completely automatic. As soon as the plane touches down, they're going to go off for you.
Okay.
So it'll be nice and easy. All right, once it's back on its heading there, we'll turn the autopilot off and we'll carry on by hand. All right. Another thing we can do as well, see this AT arm switch? Flick that up. That's automatic throttles armed. And see now the speed is also moving on its own, or the throttles I should say, they're moving on their own.
Yeah.
So what you can do is control the speed here. So turn that down to 200. And this doesn't have to be accurate, this is just close. Like 202, 203, or a bit below doesn't make a difference. That'll do. Perfect, yep. Because the plane actually can't hold exactly 200 unless there's 0 wind, which is never going to happen. So if it's a little bit off, it doesn't matter too much. Alright, so we're pretty close onto that dashed pink line there, so really close to north.
Yep.
So what you can do at this point, we're going to leave the throttles to run automatically and hold that 200, but you can turn the autopilot off. So near your switch on your controls, on the inside though, this time, you should see a little button. Yeah, that's it. That turns the autopilot off. So if you click it, there we go. Gives you a warning and a light and everything like that. If you click it again, it'll turn the light off. There we go. And now you have the actual control.
Okay.
Alright. So you're looking good at the moment. See this big bridge right in front of us here?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much continue aiming for that. And then in a moment, we're going to turn right. You can see the dashed line there is where we're going to go for. So I'll zoom in for you a little bit. There we go.
Okay.
Alright, let's turn our landing lights on. So the 4 of these silver switches, push them all forwards. Yep. Cool. So they're like a big high beam headlights. Alright, we'll go flaps here into 1. Yep, that's it. Pull up a little bit. And just sort of bring the nose up between the first couple of lines. Kind of where it usually sits. Yep, about there. Now that's the thing with the autopilot. Because it uses those trim wheels to do its up and down. Sometimes when you turn it off, the trim wheels are in a really bad position. And it sort of, you know, dives down or something like that. So we kind of have to reset ourselves. You can see it's not too bad there. That's alright. Alright, so start turning right. Very gently this time. And you see this curved line now is coming out.
Yeah.
That's where the plane's going to end up. So tiny bit further. About there. Now that angle you've got is going to give you that. So don't worry about this too much. Just try and hold that angle. And where the nose is sitting right now is perfect. So you're holding altitude. So it's beautiful. A little bit steeper in the turn.
Steeper.
Yeah, just sort of turn in a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do. That's it. You see that just sort of curls it around. Beautiful. That's it. And that's pretty much what you do is flying on the instruments. So if you're in clouds and stuff right now, this is what you'd be doing. That's good. So relax out of the turn a little bit. So a bit to the left. Yep. And that's all it needs. It's very subtle. Beautiful. That's it. Lift it up a little bit. It's very sneaky. The moment you look away from something, it'll, you know, drop down or it'll stop turning or it'll do something you don't want it to do. That's good. So we're nice and level there. Just keep turning right a little bit. So now we want to line up on the dashed line here, which I'm going to turn the pink line onto as well. Just going to help you figure out because there's so many lines on that screen right now. Yeah. 0.44 is the exact. There we go. Perfect. That's not bad. Keep coming around. Big trick here is look at the left screen for most of it and keep the turn coming around, and every now and then just have a look at the right screen. Probably like 80% in time you're on that left screen. Yeah, good. That's it. You can just make those little adjustments. You keep the turn coming around. Keep coming. That's it. Good. So now we're pretty much in line. We're going to bring the wings back to straight. So back to the left. Yeah, good. You see, very subtle. Doesn't need much. There we go. All right, so let's bring the flaps out to 5 degrees. Good. Now we're at 2,000, about 2,000 feet right now. For every mile, nautical mile that we are from the runway, we want to be about 300 feet up. So we're about, see this here, DME is distance measuring equipment. We're 10.3 miles from the runway. So we should be at about 3,000 feet to be actually descending. Because we're less than that, we're going to fly level for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, now you feel like you're pushing against it. So that's the flaps, because they're trying to sort of lift you up.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, you could trim it down, but let's slow it down. So let's go 180, and again, just get it close. That'll do, yep. That's fine. And as the throttles come back, yeah, you can feel you can sort of relax that pressure there. Good. Turn right a little bit. Can you see the runway now?
Runway,
Sort of down a little bit to your right.
yeah.
Pretty close to straight in front, though.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. So let's point the nose down now. So we're close enough. Yeah, and down is generally like on the brown, so about there is fine. That'll do. And if you look outside, you can see now, yeah, and you're kind of pointing at it. That's pretty good. So bring the landing gear down, out and down again.
Would you use this time?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Flaps into 15. Cool. And we're going to turn the automatic throttles off. So right hand over here, just push this button with your thumb. There you go. Push it again, it'll stop the light. Yeah, cool. There you go. There you go, very nice.
I can imagine some pilot was just so lazy to leave the red light on.
Yeah.
The next captain's just like, what are you doing leaving that light on?
Well, that's the thing. The other pilot just be like, "What are you doing?" And just like, turn it off. All right, come to the left a little bit because it gets really annoying. They're really distracting. Cool, that's it. Now I'm going to bring the flaps to 30 for you. You keep your eyes outside.
Are there any planes going to be coming out?
There's 2 of them there, but we'll be fine. All right. The difference with this landing is these levers here, reverse thrust. You're just going to pull them to the top once we touch.
Okay.
So I'll bring the power back in for you. Just keep it steady.
Am I doing all right?
Yeah, looking really good. Just keep coming left a little bit.
A
Just
little
hard
bit
to
off.
line it up. Yeah, so that's probably enough there. Yeah, and turn right now. Just sort of straighten it back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. That's it.
Just there?
Yep, looking good.
500.
All right. So right hand, you can take the throttles this time.
Okay.
Yep.
So just push a little forward?
No, just as it is. See, it's coming down anyway, so looking really good.
Yep.
Bit to the left. Yep, that'll do. Perfect. Okay. In a moment, we're going to lift up a little bit to bring the back wheels down. You can use 2 hands, that's fine.
So just now?
Yep, and that's enough. Yeah, just hold it there, but just hold it back like this. Bring your power all the way off, so pull it all the way backwards. Now pull a little harder back on here. So pull backwards, yeah. There you go, hold that.
Yep.
And you're down, reverse thrust, lift it up. That's it. Tiny bit of left foot, tiny bit. That'll do, yep. Oop.
Oh,
And that's good, and a bit of right foot. See, they went around, they aborted their landing. All right, close your reverse thrust levers, so push them forwards.
Bad pilot on the runway.
It's fine. The fact you're on the runway, though, not that hard, is it? There you go, cool. So what we'll do, let's turn right here and we'll just get off the runway. So left engine, just push it up a bit. Yeah, about there. Grab your handle again, and that one over there, push it really hard forwards. I'm going to turn the landing lights off because they're quite bright. This will make it easier to see.
It's too high?
No, that's good. Pull the power back. Cool. There we go. And see the blue lights?
Yeah.
Just go straight for a little bit. And what we're going to do is go into the blue lights. We want to be between the blue lights. So
Want to be in between.
you see it's like a channel going down this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of comes straight. You can see the line now. See the yellow line that we were following at the very start?
I think so. Yep,
Yep.
I see him.
Yeah, so a little bit of power, just a tiny bit. Yep, that'll do. And that'll be enough to get us moving. Cool. And we're going to cross over a runway here.
Look left and right before turning.
Yeah, that's it. Don't know why that didn't go off. Alright.
Safe to cross.
Yep, a little bit of power. Use both engines this time. So, yep. Because when you're turning, you can use one engine to kind of push you around a little bit, but alright, pull the power all the way backwards. That was quite a lot of power. Alright, so to bring the plane to a complete stop, we'll just stop it here somewhere.
Yeah.
Use your feet. So pop your feet at the very, very top of your pedals, so your heels are kind of up. Yep, and point your toes forward. Can you feel some spongy panels?
Possibly.
Yep, point your toes sort of flat, and you'll feel that's your brakes. Perfect, that's it. You can take your feet off.
Okay.
You can pull your park brake on. I'll bring the flaps up. You're going to bring the speed brake forwards. So this one here. Push them all the way forwards, yep. Turn your automatic brakes to off. That's it. Alright, turn your taxiing lights off. 1, 2, 3. I'll flick the strobe lights off. There we go. And the last thing, fasten seatbelt sign off for the passengers. There we go. Welcome to New York. Well done. Nice work.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Told you.